is it avocation? What is it? I'm not aficionado, what do you call it? Enthusiast, that's what, I'm a running enthusiast. I'm a running enthusiast. And an English major. Both things actually true. So I'm going to run my 4th Los Angeles Marathon in 8 days' time. I almost said in Los Angeles, but it was self-evident in the title. I'm going to be fine. It's only going to pour some water for myself. So yeah, I've been doing this. There's so much to share. On a professional front, I'll go back to running later. People are curious or interested. But on a professional front, right now I guess I'm on YTV. As it's actually Nickelodeon in the States, but I just did a little interview, and apparently YTV is the one who's broadcasting the reboot of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. From Hobbit Samwise to Raphael! By way of Special Agent Oso on Disney Channel. I don't know, how many of you got little kids? Anybody have little kids? Yeah. I guess it hasn't made it up this far north yet. It's trying. It was a Disney Channel show. It's actually, they're not running, they're running old episodes now. But what else am I doing with my time? I just finished something. Linda, what am I doing?
You did The Call, you did...
The Call, yeah, that was funny. I did a show, a little independent film called The Call. And it was, I played, I wouldn't say I reprised a character that I did in a little-known movie called Bigger Than the Sky, which was this wonderful send-up of Portland, Oregon Community Theater. Actually, all community theater, but this particular one. And I played a character named Ken Zorbel, who was a pompous actor. That's right. I can play a pompous actor. And in this show, I get to play a guy who's... I don't know how much I'm allowed to say, but he basically is he's got a hit sitcom. And you know, people who've known people with hit sitcoms, year 4 or 5, it starts to affect the mind a little, the personality. So that was really, really, really fun. That's right, I just did a little Christmas, you don't have Hallmark up here, do you? Is it on the satellite? Hallmark, all right, so it's one of the, Hallmark always does those fun Christmas movies, and the funny thing was that my daughter, Elizabeth, had said to me in early, I don't know, the first week or two of December, they watch my wife and kids love those shows. They're sweet, there's nothing violent in them, usually, Christmas is in jeopardy, and then Christmas gets saved, and they all have kind of a glow, like a golden glow to them, a yellow glow, but they love them. My daughter just sat me down, and I've had this a few times in my life where people I know and love and respect will give me their guidance about my career. One was my brother-in-law when he was, 13 or 14. He said, Sean, I just want to say something. He said, Encino Man is your best work. I didn't even know he knew, thought of it as work, as an actor, it was really, thank you, Matt. Thank you. More to come, I guess, but but anyway, Elizabeth sat me down and just said, Dad, you should really do. Okay, so before that, Alexandra, my 16-year-old, a few years back said, she was doing her hair or something, and we were talking, and she said, Dad, you're really funny. I said, well, thank you. No, you're really, really funny. You should be doing comedies like 50 First Dates. You should do stuff like that. I said, I agree completely. I should definitely be doing stuff like that. She said, well, she goes, Adam Sandler figured out his thing, his thing. She goes, you just haven't figured out your thing yet. You're right. You're right. Out of the mouths of babes, what are you going to do? So then my 10-year-old this December says to me, Elizabeth says, Dad, you should really do one of the Hallmark Christmas shows. I said, okay. She said, they're really good. People really like them, and I want to watch them. Because I'm always talking to them about, hey, why do you watch they still don't want to watch Goonies. They've watched them all now. Thank you. The Goonies are scary, Sloth is scary, the Fratellis are scary, the music is scary for my daughters at some point. And our philosophy was, my personal philosophy was let them watch whatever they want to watch. And then sit with them and work through with them what they might, what they're taking away from it. Make sure that morally and in terms of their social conscience, that they were kind of absorbing whatever crap they wanted to watch properly. But don't want to say, no, you can't watch that. Because in my experience, when you say, no, you can't watch something, it ends up being the first thing you want to watch. And I also think in our culture, people, y'all are a perfect example. This environment of the convention is a perfect example of how much movies and television and comic books and media mean to us. And literature too. But I feel like if they're exposed, they're just certain ideas that they get used to. I mean, with Lord of the Rings, it's good and evil, and certain, yeah, there you go. Good, over here. Not sure about over here yet. And there are. So anyway, I was able to tell her, I think on the 20th or 21st of December, that Elizabeth, I'm going to actually do, I just signed on to do a Christmas thing for Hallmark. She ran up and hugged me so tightly, like, see, I told you to do something and you did it, and, it was pretty great. So, and I play an elf. I think it's my second elf. The first elf I played was Frick, or Frack.
You were Frack.
Frack. Was I Frack? I was Frack. I was either Frick or Frack. Ethan Embry was either Frack or Frick in The Witches of Oz with Billy Boyd, actually. Billy Boyd, Pippin. So, who has his own rock group now? Rock group, maybe his band. I don't call them a rock group. They're what kind of music are they? Scottish alternative music? What do you call it? They're a Scottish band. I don't know that Scottish alternative is an actual genre. I wasn't saying that. But maybe it is. Billy's starting it. But anyhow, so he does this great movie that sort of picks up with Dorothy as an adult, and she has written her story, and she's going to go to the big city to sell it, and then the witch is her like publisher or something, and Billy, she befriends Billy, and I guess he's sort of the scarecrow. I guess he kind of is playing the scarecrow. Anyway, they finished the movie, and as they were doing their post-production, they had to insert the elves. Elves. You worry about that. It's a whole thing, right? Elves. So, but actually, that's what Lord of the Rings. So, okay, so he had carried around a little dummy that was meant to be the elf, and they were going to put it in post-production. So I got a call saying, how would you like to be carried around by Billy Boyd for a few scenes in the movie? And I said, does Billy know? And they said, no, we haven't talked to him yet. I was like, yes, I definitely will. So he was, the character was a classic with the, what do you call it, like the court jester hat and the feet with the curls and the silk, whatever, and just your sort of classic elf look, but kind of fat and slovenly and curses a lot and really just an altogether, naughty, bad elf. Not naughty, just kind of disgusting. He's a disgusting elf, burping and telling off-color jokes, and so that was fun. Got to do that, but this elf in the Hallmark movie is, you can't tell, if he was walking down the street, you wouldn't be able to tell at all that he's an elf. He's wearing sort of a Brooks Brothers suit, and very put together, and he's Santa's executive elf. Chief executive elf. Head elf, chief. Anyhow, executive assistant. He's his executive assistant, so, fetching his Santa chinos and whatever. But anyhow, so that was fun. And then what else? There's another thing that I'm going to go do in Alabama in May, sort of a family comedy, romantic comedy. I don't think I'm allowed to talk about that yet, so pretend I didn't say that. And like that. I mean, that's sort of where I am. I'm kind of waiting. It feels like in my life I've been blessed to have, Goonies I was 12, and then Rudy I was 21, and then Lord of the Rings I was 30, I guess. So like every 10-ish years, there's something where I get to really connect. And in between, I found myself doing good journeyman, working class actor stuff. And playing a Ninja Turtle. But so, I think it's separate, isn't it? Somehow. So that's all. I mean, I can talk about anything, but if people want to ask questions, I always find that people enjoy the vibe when we're riffing with the audience. Or have we given any more thought to the Harlem thing? Do you want to do that? You don't have to participate. And if you do participate, there are kids in the audience, it'd be cool. Please be respectful of your neighbor. Okay, so first you do nothing. You're not doing nothing. Okay, you ready? Go. We gotta get in the aisles and stuff too. Well, who knows the song? Wait, do we have the song?